Good morning. Hi, everyone. I just got off watching a live from Sean, the guy who sews. He's a riot. He does a live on Friday mornings at 8. Check him out. But I got into the shower and I've got my jammies that I put on after Christmas because it's my in-between Christmas and Valentine's Day PJs. Yes, I have PJs for all events. As I was watching that live this morning and listen to me, baking breakfast, which I made an asparagus quiche, Honey came in and with his deals, and yep, I got some cute slippers to go with my my collection of slippers. My collection of slippers. I thought that was super cute. He got them at Marshall's. He said they were on clearance. They're having sales everywhere. Everywhere there's sales. So over here though is a UFO, because everybody's got these quilty goals, and my goal is I can make goals, but probably don't stick to them. So but I guess back of my mind, I want to get rid of my UFOs. I don't have many. I do have, but I don't have many. What I have a lot of is quilt tops. Oh my gosh, I've got so many quilt tops. It's not funny because I got 30 plus years of quilt tops, and I just got my long arm last year, and prior to that I had like the first generation where I used my Grand Foff quilter on an Inspire frame, and I rarely put quilts on that because it's a lot. I don't know, it just didn't. This one I do. I've actually quilted quite a bit, but I got tops, let me tell you. So I pulled this out, I think in one of my videos, I talked about this. I showed this because the way I deal with UFOs, or my new way of dealing with UFOs, is I don't want to deal with them. So I'm just taking whatever's in that pile, whether it's cut, I don't know. I'm creating something else. So when I first made this UFO, this was a Pat Sloan challenge. I think it was for March, where you make a block a day. And so this was, let me see, hopefully you can see it. I'm blocking it out to the best that I can with these Post-it notes. Whoops. This was the initial block. So it was basically a solid block, or maybe it was a half square triangle. I really don't know. I never followed directions really well. But basically, I think it was a solid, this 4-patch, a solid and 4-patch, and this makes a sort of chain. So this was the initial block that I had to make one every day. That did not happen. What I did do is make a handful of them, and I cut out all my crumb blocks. They happen to be 4.5 inches. So I was not making a whole quilt of this because obviously if I have a UFO, I have lost interest. And I could tell you it's because this was like a hot mess. When I put these blocks together, it was just so busy and it was a hot mess. And I'm not saying that this isn't a hot mess, but at least it's a better hot mess. So I reinvented the UFO, and I came onto my design board, and what I did was I had enough blocks to do something to me that looks like a circle here, and I put those 4 together, and I had 1, 2, 3, you can't see the other 2, 4, 5, so I actually only had 1, 2, 3 of them, and I did end up sewing 8 more of these blocks, so that had a total of 5, so it was balanced. So I had 2 here, 1 here, and 2 here, and I will post pictures on my Facebook and maybe on like regular posts here. So that's what I did. But because I didn't want to make any more blocks, I wasn't cutting any more little black little 2.5-inch squares. I actually had 1 2.5-inch square left after I did the other 2. I had all these crumbs already cut in 4.5 inch. So I went to my filing system. I have a filing system. I'll have to show you one day of just fabric that I cut into different size squares, anywhere from, let me look at it, 2 inches down to 6.5 inch. So I went to my 4.5 inch drawer And I just pulled solid blocks, and what did I do here? I don't even know what I gotta find it first. Oh, here we go. So I put, what did I do, folks? Oh, here it is. Okay, let me block it. See, I lost it in here. This quilt is a bit busy. Ooh, it is busy. So I wanted to speed this up. I didn't want to not use those blocks since I had already cut them to 4.5. And my mission is to just get this UFO done. So I took 4.5-inch solid. Let me move you here. Sorry. There we go. See if this helps. Sorry, there we go. I did a 4.5-inch solid, and then a crumb, and then a crumb and a 4.5-inch solid. Well, I put 4 of those together. So I have these 4, and now I have these 4. So I did alternating blocks. So as you can see, I'm going to scan you down. That's the middle. So I have now the middle circle, and then 2 over there. I have all these strings everywhere. And then the last 2 right here. It's a bit busy. Well, it made a square. It made a 52-inch square. And it was an odd shaped size square. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to border it with some black because I had a ton of black material packaged because I put everything in a bag or a basket or something, Ziploc. So I took the black and I used that on my sides. And then I'm like, I need to elongate this quilt, but I was not making more blocks because I didn't have any more blocks cut, like of crumbs or anything. This is a UFO. I'm getting it done. But I found another UFO in which I just had strips like this sewn into sets. Just regular. Let's see if you can see the bottom. There it is down here. And my thought was that I must have wanted to do something with these. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a pattern. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it was the jelly roll, SOA jelly roll day. And I made Jamie's quilt from the quilting compound. She had a jelly roll quilt that she designed for that day. And I made her quilt. And I not only made 1, but I made 2 of them. And I still had strips left. And I just sewed them up and stuck them in my crumb drawer. So I pulled those out. And I went ahead and put some on the top, some on the bottom. And then I bordered it as well. And so now here you go. That's the quilt. That's my UFO. It wasn't the intentional quilt that I was supposed to make with the UFO, but this one actually brings me a little bit more joy than the other one did. And I think I would have liked it better if I had to go back to do it the way Pat Sloan did it. Just, a solid color, a nice little chain, not so many fabrics, but no. My quilty goal last year was to use all my crumb fabric that I had sewed one year, and so that's what happens. You end up with some things that, but I made it into something. My husband and my hubby, my honey, I like to call him my honey. My honey absolutely loves this. He loves crumb quilts. I think sometimes it gets busy, but he loves them. He says they're like abstract art, and he just loves them. He likes how modern they look and how abstract, and it gives him an art feeling. So great. I'm glad someone likes it. It is starting to warm on me. But anyway, so that was my goal, I guess, last year. And so this is what happened. So now this is a finished quilt top. It's not really a finished project. I don't, because I have so many quilt tops. So can I call those quilt tops UFOs? I'm not calling quilt tops UFOs. This is a finished top, and it's going to go in the top section. But in any case, so I have all these crumbs. So over the summer, because I still had crumbs that I didn't use, and I was really intent on using those crumbs. So when I went to Puerto Rico, I packed all my crumbs plus fabric that was meant to be more crumb fabric in case I needed more crummy fabric. And I did do a lot of crumb fabric. A lot of crumb quilts. And I actually love those quilts. I used a lot of, sorry, I'm going to pull you back. I used a lot of 3-yard quilts patterns to do that. And those came out great. I don't have those on my YouTube page because I'm new to YouTube, but I do have all that content on my Facebook page, which is Pastry Queens Farm Adventures, same as my Facebook page, and you can see my travels there. But yes, I did use a lot of crumbs. But am I done with crumbs? Nope. Nope. Because I still have another bucket of crumbs. I don't even know how. I cleaned my room and I found another bucket of crumbs. So, I did a lot of crumbing during COVID because I didn't have much fabric and I wanted to sew. But now I'm inundated with crumbs. So there's my UFO. I am going to pull out another UFO. You know what? Let me go get it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ta-da! Because I have a cabinet. It's a tiny cabinet, actually, that has all my UFOs. So I know where it all is. So I made these, and this was made from a fabric swap that I do. I do openings on here, the 10-inch squares, and this was a 30s fabric swap. So I made all the blocks, as you can see, but I have done nothing else. So this is going to be my next UFO finish. So I guess if I had to have a quilty go, it will be still continuing using crumbs and finishing up my UFOs. I did that last year, actually. I did finish up my UFOs last year. So these are my new UFOs from just this past year. So these are UFOs from 2023. I have other UFOs that are in there. And those UFOs in there in that closet, they're not even my UFOs. They were hand-me-down UFOs from someone whose, relative unfortunately has passed on, and they didn't have the heart to throw them out. So what not to say, hey, Leanna's a quilter in our community. Let's donate them to her and drop them off at her doorstep. And of course, me, so sentimental, I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I can't just redonate them. So I have them there for the last 3 years. And one day I will get to that person's UFOs because, she probably put time, money, and everything in it. And someone's grandma spent a lot of time. So that's that. And one last thing. My honey brought me home. Oops. My honey brought me home this as well with my little slippers. And it is a 12 Days of Christmas Bon Maman advent calendar. And I will open this up. I will unbox this because there's not that much unboxing happening. So let's unbox some jam and let's see what's up. I don't know if anyone's had their jam, but actually it's pretty good. So anyway, everyone have a great day. This is kind of a silly video. Pass it forward. Take care of yourself. Enjoy life to the fullest. And see you soon. Bye. Oh, I forgot. If you liked my content, please subscribe, like, and watch those videos because apparently I need watch hours. So take care. Bye.